morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is English Bulletin with me, Utsa Bhatrai. The top stories first. Prime Minister Oli recovering well after kidney transplant. Doctors not yet ready to discharge him. Government says no obstruction in import of goods. Seeks help from public to tackle black marketing. NOC importing additional amount of LPG, pledges to ensure smooth supply of cooking gas. Iran temporarily releases 70,000 prisoners. Government says it takes such measures to prevent coronavirus from spreading. And Asian World Cup qualifiers postponed over coronavirus. Teams can play if both sides meet safety standards. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli's health has seen satisfactory improvement 6 days after his kidney transplant. Prime Minister Oli, who underwent his second kidney transplant surgery last Wednesday, has been taking regular diet, walking on his own and exercising, informed the doctors involved in his treatment. Although there has been a significant improvement in the Prime Minister's health, the doctors have not yet fixed the date of his discharge. Prime Minister Oli has been undergoing health checkups daily, and although the Prime Minister has been recovering, he cannot be discharged right now, said Dr. Prem Krishna Kharga, the Executive Director of Tribhuvan University Teaching Hospital.
उहाँको स्वास्थ्यमा सन्तोषजनक सुधार भइरहेको छ। उहाँको नियमित खानपान, हिँडडुल र व्यायामलाई निरन्तरता दिएको छ। प्रधानमन्त्रीजीकी मृत्युदाता उहाँकी भान्जी श्रीमती समीक्षा संग्रौलाजीको स्वास्थ्य स्थिति पनि राम्रो अवस्थामा छ।
The hospital has also informed that Samiksha Sangraula, who donated kidney to Prime Minister Oli, has also been recovering well. The government has claimed that the coronavirus outbreak has not affected the inflow of goods to Nepal. Minister for Industry, Commerce and Supplies Lekh Raj Bhatta made such remarks amidst concerns regarding short supply due to the epidemic that is spreading across the globe. Contrary to the news that import of goods from China, India and third countries have come to halt, Minister Bhatta claimed that the business is going on as usual. Everyone should get rid of the psychological fear that the import of goods will be stopped, Minister Bhatta said, dismissing such news as rumours. Minister Bhatta added that the government has taken all necessary precautions in the border to ensure smooth supply of essential goods. The government will make sure that the daily essentials are easily available in the market, Minister Bhatta said.
रोक्नु पर्ने हुन्छ वस्तुहरू पनि त्यो कोरोना त त्यो वस्तुबाट नै आउँछ मान्छेबाट मात्रै होइन कति जीवित रहन्छ के हुन्छ त्यसको अध्ययन गरेर हामीले त्यो ध्यान दिनुपर्ने हुन्छ र हामीसँग त्यस्तो समस्या आउँदैन भन्ने लाग्छ.
According to the minister, the government hasn't yet felt the need to issue a white paper immediately. The white paper will be issued only if the situation escalates and there is a need to declare a state of emergency, Minister Bhatta said. Minister Bhatta also requested the citizens to immediately inform the government in case they face any kind of problems anywhere in the market. Minister Bhatta said that the government is committed to fight against black marketing. The government has increased the import of liquefied petroleum gas to ensure uninterrupted supply of cooking gas in the market. In order to ensure that there is no short supply of cooking gas, the state-owned Nepal Oil Corporation imported LPG even during the festival of Holi yesterday. The government has been insisting it has adequate stock of essentials, including cooking gas. However, it decided to increase the import of cooking gas after the general public started hoarding essential goods, fearing shortage due to the coronavirus outbreak that is fast spreading across the globe. According to NOC, they had demanded 45,000 tons of LPG for March, but decided to seek additional 5,000 tons due to increase in demand. NOC had imported 39,100 tons of LPG in January and 41,000 tons of LPG in February. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. No untoward accidents took place in the Kathmandu Valley amidst holy celebrations this year, informed the police. According to traffic police, although more than 1,566 motorists were charged for violation of traffic rules, there were no grave accidents. Similarly, 20 people suffered minor injuries in road accidents without any fatalities, traffic police further informed. Traffic police had carried placards with slogans such as "Don't drink and drive" and "Drive slower and live longer" to mitigate road accidents during the holy celebrations yesterday. 15 teams were mobilized by the traffic police for road inspection. Metropolitan Police Range Kathmandu informed that 69 people, including 9 women, have been taken under custody for displaying indecent behavior during holy celebrations. The effects of coronavirus were seen during the holy celebrations yesterday, as well as the day-to-day business in the capital. The lively celebrations of Holi seemed somewhat calm this year. Even the businesses in busy markets remained discouraging. Until last year, people used to celebrate Holi festival with great enthusiasm by smearing colors on each other and splashing water-filled balloons. Groups of revelers used to be seen roaming on the streets celebrating Holi. However, this major festival, which marks the arrival of spring, was a dull affair due to the fear of coronavirus. Doctors as well as the government had advised not to indulge in mass celebrations as it posed high risk of getting infected with coronavirus that has already spread across 100 countries and claimed over 3,600 lives. And now the news from economic front. The coronavirus outbreak will cause global foreign direct investment to shrink by 5 to 15% from previous forecast, resulting in only marginal growth in 2020-2021, Reuters reported. Automobiles, airlines and energy industries will be hit hardest in the review period, a United Nations report released on Sunday indicated. The UN Conference on Trade and Development said that the negative impact of the virus would likely get worse. According to Reuters, UNCTAD tracks 100 multinational companies as a global economic barometer. Many of them are slowing capital expenditure in affected areas. 41 have so far issued profit warnings, which will hit reinvested earnings, a major drive of FDI, Reuters cited UNCTAD as saying. Most of the profit warnings are from consumer-facing companies, including that slowing demand for now is expected to have more direct effects on earnings than production or supply chain disruptions. A wider sample of the top 5,000 listed companies showed earnings forecast for fiscal year 2020 have been revised down in the last month by an average 9% due to the new virus, which has infected more than 100,000 people and killed over 3,500 people. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. Iran has temporarily freed about 70,000 prisoners to combat the spread of the coronavirus in jails, Reuters reported, citing the head of the judiciary on Monday. The move comes amid officials reporting hundreds of new infections and dozens more deaths across the country. Iran has reported 595 new infections and 43 new deaths as of Monday evening. This takes the total cases of coronavirus to 7,161 with 237 deaths, the Health Ministry spokesman said. According to Reuters, Judiciary Chief Ibrahim Raisi announced the temporary release of prisoners as Iranian authorities seek to counter one of the worst national outbreaks outside China, where the new virus originated. Iran has one of the highest death rates from the illness besides China and Italy. Raisi said the release of prisoners would continue to the point where it doesn't create insecurity in society, according to the Mizan news site of the judiciary. He did not give further details or specify when those released would have to return to jail. The Health Ministry has told Iranians to stay home and imposed restrictions on travel between provinces. Ethiopia's probe of last year's Ethiopian Airlines crash found that Boeing did not provide sufficient training for the 737 MAX and the crucial flight software was flawed, according to an interim report published on Monday. According to AFP, the crash of the Nairobi-bound Boeing 737 MAX 6 minutes after takeoff on March 10, 2019 killed all 157 people on board, triggering the global grounding of the MAX in the worst crisis in Boeing's history. It followed the October 2018 crash of a 737 MAX operated by Lion Air in Indonesia, which killed 189 people when it crashed moments after leaving Jakarta airport. Both accidents saw uncontrolled drops in the aircraft's nose in the moment before the planes crashed, which investigators have blamed on the model's anti-stall flight system of MCAS. A preliminary report by Ethiopian investigators released last April said the crew of the Flight 302 reportedly followed procedures recommended by Boeing but were unable to regain control of the jet. The new interim report published on Monday says that the design of the MCAS system made it vulnerable in undesirable activation. The report also states that training provided by Boeing on the 737 MAX was found to be inadequate. The new interim report was released one day before the one-year anniversary of the crash. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Asia's Football World Cup qualifiers this month and in June have been postponed due to coronavirus outbreak, but games can still go ahead if both sides agree and safety standards are met, officials said on Monday. Football is one of the worst affected games by the deadly epidemic, and especially in Asia, where the AFC Champions League and domestic competitions in China, Japan and South Korea are all on hold. Qualifiers are set for March 23rd and 31st, and June 1st and June 9 are postponed to later dates, world body FIFA and the Asian Football Confederation said after consultations with Asia's national football associations. But games can still be played on those dates, provided that the safety of all individuals involved meets the required standards and the member associations due to play each other mutually agree. The announcement suggests that at least some games will go ahead during the upcoming international windows, when dozens of fixtures were planned across the Middle East and Asia. All sports in Italy, including the popular Serie A, has been suspended until the third week of April following the rapid spread to coronavirus. BBC has quoted the Italian National Olympic Committee that announced the suspension of all domestic sports at all levels in Italy. All matches in Serie A, highest football division of Italy, have been suspended. However, the suspension does not extend to national teams participating in international sporting events such as the Champions League. Italy is the European country worst hit by coronavirus so far, with over 9,000 confirmed cases and more than 450 deaths. Earlier, Italy's sports minister Vincenzo Spadafora had accused the Serie A of being irresponsible for ignoring the calls to cease all football matches as a precaution to coronavirus. BBC has quoted the Italian minister as saying it makes no sense for football to continue after up to 16 million people were placed in quarantine in Italy. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Prime Minister Oli recovering well after kidney transplant, doctors not ready to discharge him. Government says no obstruction in import of goods, seeks help from public to tackle black marketing. NOC importing additional amount of LPG, pledges to ensure smooth supply of cooking gas. Iran temporarily releases 70,000 prisoners. Government takes such measures to prevent coronavirus from spreading. And the Asian World Cup qualifiers postponed over coronavirus. Teams can play if both sides meet safety standards. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.